Hello. It's very confusing, isn't it? Okay, Scoops. No. 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 Hello and welcome. It's really not the best day out here. It's been raining for days and days and days. The wind has been blowing and it's pretty squelchy. And I'm sure, like many of us, while we give thanks for the rain and for the water, we'd really like it to stop now for a little while. We're at the end of another storm. We've seen many batter this country in recent years, some bringing very high levels of rain and increased flooding around our country. It's one of the many changes we might be seeing in our climate that are really beginning to affect us. Today we're remembering the feast of St Francis, and of course St Francis is remembered for being one who loved creation and all creatures. The reading for St Francis today is this from Micah 6:6-8. What God requires. With what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before God on high? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams or tens of thousands of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body, for my sin of my soul? He has told you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. We're not walking very humbly with our God at the moment. I think we've kind of collectively coming to a realisation that we're not living well. We consume too much, whether it's plastic or energy. We buy too much, we waste too much. We're living beyond our means as a society. And in the way that we're living, we're not living with love for God or for our creation. And we somehow need to rebalance ourselves. The example of St Francis is wonderful. He is said to have gone out and preached to the birds. He was told to go out and preach as an itinerant preacher on the roads in Italy. And he went out, and the first group he came across was a flock of birds. So he preached to them. And it said that they listened, and when he blessed them and dismissed them, they flew off. Now, we don't know the truth of that, but what we do know is that after that experience, St Francis had a wonderful sense of a deep connection with nature, with creation. He wrote something called the Canticle of the Sun, where he spoke about the sun and the moon being like brothers and sisters to us. The earth was our sister, the rain, the fire, water, all things were related to us. And of course he saw that relationship, that kindred spirit in his fellow creatures, which is why he's always pictured with birds, with animals around him. We need to discover that same kinship, that same friendship with creation again. We need to learn to live with respect. It starts by loving God and knowing we are loved by God. And knowing we are loved, we learn to love others. In learning to love others, perhaps we learn to recognise our kindred spirit the creation, and learn to live at one again with it. May God bless you and keep you. May you remember Francis and his fellowship with creation this week and always.